Welcome to the Daily Reflection for Friday, October 17th. The Gospel passage for today's daily Mass comes to us from the 12th chapter of St. Luke's Gospel. It reads, "At that time, so many people were crowding together they were trampling one another underfoot. Jesus began to speak, first to his disciples. 'Beware of the leaven, that is, the hypocrisy of the Pharisees. There's nothing concealed that will not be revealed, nor secret that will not be made known. Therefore, whatever you said in darkness will be heard in the light, and whatever you whispered behind closed doors will be proclaimed on the housetops. I tell you, my friends, do not be afraid of those who kill the body, but after that can do no more. I shall show you whom to fear. Be afraid of the one who after killing has the power to cast into Gehenna. Yes, I tell you, be afraid of that one. Are not 5 sparrows sold for 2 small coins? Yet not one of them has escaped the notice of God. Even the hairs of your head have all been counted. Do not be afraid. You are worth more than many sparrows." Not only are each of us worth more than many sparrows, but the Church teaches that each of us, because of being made in the image and likeness of God, our being, our human dignity is invaluable, meaning that there's no one in this world like us, truly unique, precious, and valuable. And again, because God chose to create us, that just even adds to our dignity, because those whom he loves, he brings into being. The world that he created reflects his beauty, goodness, and love. So again, we are worth more than many sparrows, and we need to recognize the fundamental human dignity that each of us have, and again, our unique place within this world. Now, of course, many of us do not feel this dignity. Many of us do not feel this love. And this is evident on how we live our lives. We don't take care of ourselves. We treat other people poorly. By the way, we really struggle in personal sinfulness as a result of the fact we do not love ourselves, and as a result, love others. So really getting a handle on our understanding of our own personal dignity and worth is incredibly important, and has ramifications throughout the entirety of our lives. But getting back to today's gospel, of course, Jesus is addressing the sinfulness of the Pharisees and scribes and those who are standing in opposition to him. But also he's pointing to a fundamental truth that if we live in the knowledge of faith, and furthermore, we live with the knowledge that we have this immense dignity given to us by God that is truly special and unique. And by the way, God calls us to holiness, to be set apart in this world, to do his will, and to truly serve others. Of course, we will not be whispering things in darkness. By the way, we will not be doing sinful things that we hope no one will notice. In fact, by faith, by living discipleship, by living our dignity as beloved children of God to the fullest, we would want to publicly proclaim that reality and share that with all people and put that on display, because again, that's attractive to other people. It allows them to see God working in us, and it would help other people see that, again, if they cooperate with God's mercy and grace, they can be transformed by those realities as well. But again, it takes us first doing the hard work in our own lives, making sure that we are living to the fullness of the call that God places on our hearts and minds, because he did create us. He does sustain us. By the way, in our baptism, he gave us immense grace through sanctifying grace to be called a beloved child of God. So the final words of today's gospel as well is, do not be afraid. I know many of us, we have this ingrained fear in our lives because of past experiences, because of what's happened in our lives. But fear is not to be the dominant emotion of our lives. The dominant emotion of our lives is hopefully moving towards love, willing the good of the other, and letting that motivate all aspects of our lives, because we know how much we are loved by God. And again, we let that transform our lives and help us to make decisions that, again, point towards living a truthful, faithful, and life that imitates Christ in such a way that, again, we don't hide anything, we're not ashamed of anything, but we do everything because we know that is what God asks of us. And again, we're very publicly and proudly proclaiming that each and every day. Thanks for listening, and have a blessed day.